Hello and welcome to Legal Basics with Sarah Law Global, and my name is Sian. Today we discuss a topic that is emotive and also important. You see, when people say I do in church, at the AGs, when they say I want to love you forever, they intend it to be forever. But the realities of life is that sometimes forever, happily ever after is not the way we pictured it. And sometimes people have to take a break or call it quits. So today we're going to discuss separation, which is the legal way of saying that married people are taking a break. Yeah, but what is that break and how is it taken? So first of all, people who are separated are still married. Legally, they're still married. So the obligations that they have as married people, they still hold them towards each other. For example, if a person is separated and they have another sexual relationship, that relationship will still be considered to be adultery because in essence, the marriage is still intact. So when people want to separate, it's usually because of reasons that make the marriage untenable, but usually they have not decided to call it quits. They want to take a break for some reason. It could be an alcohol problem, it could be violence, it could be just communication issues, whatever it is. There's many things that make a marriage not tenable for both parties. So separation can be in two ways. First of all, parties can just enter into an agreement by themselves and say, let's take a break for a year. Maybe you move out, stay in another house. Let's see whether we can work out our issues because it's hard to work them out when we're together. Or you can go to court and get separation orders. When people have agreed to separate by themselves and they've entered into a separation agreement, the court can still interfere with the terms in that agreement. If in any circumstance it is unfair to any of the parties, then the court can interfere and vary some of the terms of that agreement. Now, when people are separated, the property that they hold as a married couple, they still hold it as a married couple. So classically, if people are separated because they're still together, matrimonial property still belongs to that marriage, to the people in that marriage. So people cannot separate and divide property. You cannot go to court and say, now I'm separated from my husband, I want that house and I want that farm. Classically, people who are separated, you cannot divide their property. Now, when people want to separate, they can go when you want a separation, you can still go to court and get a separation order, even if there's reconciliation proceedings going on. So sometimes the reason that makes people want to separate it is so urgent. Maybe it's violence, maybe it's something that harms the children. So sometimes it is a person really wants this separation and it is very urgent. Now, just because the elders are talking or they've said let's have a meeting, that is essentially not a reason to stop a person from getting a legal separation. So you can try reconciliation, which is always encouraged. You can try alternative dispute resolution methods, but if those are not working, a person can still go to court and get a separation order. And after a very long separation, sometimes courts will just grant couples a divorce if after many years of separation the marriage is still not working. Now, the grounds for separation are exactly the same grounds as the ones for divorce. So if in a marriage there's adultery, if there's cruelty from any of the parties, if any of the parties of a marriage has deserted the other for 3 years or more, if the marriage has irretrievably broken down, then a party can approach court for a petition for separation. Now, a petition for separation can only be filed after 3 years from the date that the marriage was contracted. So, for example, if couples get married on the 20th of December 2020, they cannot approach the court for an order of separation until 20th of December 2023. So, before the new Marriage Act, separation orders could be granted for less period of marriages, but after the 2014 Marriage Act, it provides that for a divorce and for a separation, the parties must wait for 3 years. I hope that this broadcast has been useful to you. Please write to us with your questions at saralawglobal@gmail.com. we will be happy to answer you. And before we close our broadcast, we would like to give our thanks to Chigiti and Chigiti Advocates for facilitating the shooting of this series. Now, we hope that you're going to take care of your families. Stay blessed.